Welcome everybody to ATI Talks. This is a concept in where we interview experts in the field on a topic related to advanced technologies. And today's talk will be about technology centers. My name is Niels van der Linden. I'm a senior director at Capgemini Invent and your host for this session. To shortly introduce ATI, ATI stands for Advanced Technologies for Industry. It's a European Commission project commissioned by the European Innovation Council and SME Executive Agency, SMEA, and also by DG GROW. It aims to contribute to the European Union's industrial policy approach and promote the creation of a competitive European industry. Now, technology centers are either public or private organization or a mix carrying out applied research and close to market innovation. They help SME startups to cross the so-called valley of death and go from lab to market to develop and produce new ATI-based products. So they help basically companies to reduce the time to market for their innovation ideas. They are an important part of the ATI project. And on the ATI website, you can find, amongst others, a mapping of these technology centers and also further background information. And in this talk, we will discuss the added value of these technology centers in practice, how they work, some examples, and what we can learn from their experience. And we will do so today with Esther Hurtós from the Eureka Technology Center in Catalonia, Spain, and with Veronica Bocci from the DITECFER railway cluster in the Tuscany region in Italy. Ladies, thank you very much for being here. Welcome. May I ask you to shortly introduce yourselves first before we get into the questions? Esther, would you like to go first?
Yes, thank you. Well, I'm Esther Hurtós. I'm responsible of public policy and funding programs for research and innovation at Eurecat, an RTO, which is a technology center in Barcelona. I'm a physicist with a PhD in material science. I have worked in different positions in 3 industrial companies, of which 2 of them were SMEs. And now it's almost 14 years that I'm working at Eurecat. A very stimulating environment where to generate well-being and prosperity through knowledge and innovation. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Veronica.
So yes, I'm the coordinator of DITECFER, so the railway technologies cluster based in Tuscany. And we were established some 10 years ago. And as a cluster, we are a typical European cluster where the majority is represented by SMEs. And of course, large industries, academia, and research centers. And we are very active in European projects.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And again, thanks for being with us today to learn about your views. Maybe we can start, Esther, with you, with Eurecat, which is one of the main players involved in the implementation of the Catalonian technological strategy. Can you tell us more about what Eurecat is, the services you offer, and the sectors and fields you operate in?
Yeah, okay. Eurecat is the second largest research and technology organization in Spain, and we are more than 650 professionals with 11 corporate offices spread over the Catalan territory. We perform applied research and development, technology services, highly specialized training and technology consultancy for companies of any size and any sector. We have a turnover over 50 million euros. We are serving more than 1,700 companies. We generate own know-how that we protect. We have 88 patents, and we exploit it sometimes by licensing them and sometimes by creating spin-off companies. We currently have 7 of them. And we consider that we provide value to companies by helping accelerate the innovation process, reducing their expenses in own scientific and technological resources, and de-risking the research and innovation processes, providing specialized know-how tailored to their requirements. Our fields of knowledge are grouped into 4 large areas: the industrial, the digital, biotech, and sustainability. And also since October 2019, we have our first headquarters in Latin America, in Chile, where we have been already collaborating for years with different companies and institutions in technology transfer, business promotion, and development of innovation projects by hybridization of industrial and digital technologies in many different fields, such as food, smart cities, environment, energy efficiency, tourism, logistics. So this is Eurecat in brief.
Great ambition and impressive figures as well, as you mentioned. Can you, for the viewers, give us an example of how a company or startup benefited from your technology center, or another success story, just to illustrate a little bit how a technology center works?
Yes. For instance, the case of Coniex, which is an industrial SME, they develop and produce high temperature silicon for centrifugal casting, and most of their research and innovation efforts are focused in improving the fields of application of the silicons they produce. So with Eurecat, they first were interested in a consultancy study to understand the new markets where they wanted to enter. But then we supported them in the development of new machinery and manufacturing processes, for instance, to use Coniex silicon as molds for plastic injection molding. And this was done from the initial idea up to supporting them in the industrialization and commercialization. And what they value from us is the market orientation of our knowledge, especially in industrial processes. I also have another example of another SME, which is called Splendid Foods, from the meat sector. We have supported them in implementing an Industry 4.0 solution to the drying process of sausages, combining artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and data analytics to optimize the curation process. Process parameters such as temperature, humidity, airflow, the positioning of each sausage within the chamber are used to build a predictive model to shorten the curation time, increase the chamber capacity up to 20%, and to detect potential anomalies. And all of this while keeping the quality standards of the product. And in this case, the company appreciates Eureka being geographically close to them, being able to understand how an SME works, and the complementarity amongst the technical teams, because we are able to provide the knowledge in many different fields that many times an SME cannot afford to have internally.
Yeah. So
these are two examples, one more industrial and one more digital, and from very different sectors.
Great, yeah, yes. Thanks, and very impressive. I'm positive that the consumers won't realize what happened to the sausage when they eat it.
Of course not.
So this is but this is a really interesting example. I can imagine you are part of that ecosystem in Catalonia, and as you mentioned, also in Latin America since recent. And you're helping SMEs to cross that valley of that and to bring to market their solutions. Can you tell us how do the companies find you? How do you get involved with Eurecat? What's the success behind it?
Well, there are different ways of knowing about Eurecat. We are very active in many different platforms, in clusters, and also sometimes one of the gates is the training we perform. Maybe people knows about Eurecat because of the I don't know, very specific training on injection molding, but then they learn that we are not only training, there is a lot more behind. And besides getting this first contact, what is more challenging is normally to build a long-term collaboration with the companies, because it is in this long-term collaboration where big things can happen. And for that, we try to de-risk the collaboration by, for instance, splitting a big project into smaller steps, each with its clear deliverable that will provide the ground before deciding go, no go for the next step. Or de-risking is also reducing the cost of the technology service by applying for some co-funding from public administrations. And we noticed that companies appreciate Eurecat being almost a one-stop shop in terms of multidisciplinarity and with the full range of services, what we say from the idea to the industrialization of the solution.
Great.
But it's not easy, huh?
Yeah.
You know.
Thanks. Well, I mean, one of the ambitions of the ATI project and also of the TC mapping that we have on the website is to connect TCs amongst each other, but also to users. And Veronica, I guess that's where your story comes into the picture because, well, can you tell us how you came across the ATI project and especially how you use the mapping for your organization's purposes?
Yes. With pleasure. Yes, I told you that we are very active in European projects, and I was just building the last proposal as a coordinator, and whose aim was to put together clusters and technology centers to develop innovative ways to help SMEs in adopting advanced technologies, of course, under a transnational point of view. So there were many challenges together, of course, gathering SMEs and raising their interest, doing this and creating strategic alliances on a transnational way. So packing together same needs and same challenges along the same value chain, of course. And we are a group of European railway clusters, so we had no problems in creating the partnership under the clusters point of view, but we didn't know where to start with finding technology centers that were exactly what the type of partner looked in the call, not academia, but technology centers. And just typing on Google, I could find the ATI project because the technology centers, of course, are well described there. And I find this amazing mapping that was very useful to me and to my partners to find on a regional level a selection of technology centers that are very well described in the mapping in terms of fields of competencies, also TRL covered. So it was very important to us to find the right TRL area to be developed along the proposal. And each of them could find the right partner. And then we created, hopefully, we are waiting for the result, but I think we created a very good partnership.
Great. Yeah, that's exactly how it's meant to be used. At least it's one of the purposes of the mapping. It's great that you found it and that you were able to use it. Would you have from that experience any recommendations maybe, or to the ATI or to others in using it?
Definitely. To the technology centers in Europe, I would definitely recommend to register in the mapping. Because if you are there, it is easier, not just for clusters, but directly for individual SMEs to find the right partner like Eurecat can be and the like. So first of all, register. On the demand side, that's my role. I think that I can recommend other clusters and other SMEs not just to look at the mapping, but also to go through all the reports and technology watches and sectoral watches that you have developed within the ATI project. Because to me, it was key for my proposal, not just to find the right partners, but also to develop a better methodology to involve the SMEs and to find a way to involve them and have them on board with clearer ideas. And I could find very relevant information, also the results of surveys that you have made, like for instance, identifying the drivers that can motivate SMEs in adopting advanced technologies, because you have to be very pragmatic. Like Esther said, when you discuss and engage with the SMEs and companies, They are pragmatic, they want results, and they want to know how actually things can be developed. And so talking about business growth, talking about benefits in terms of, yes, of the typical business aspects is key, okay? Not just saying to SMEs, advanced technologies are beautiful, do adopt them, okay? So there are key messages in all your reports, and it is worth to read them all.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for the compliments as well. I guess, Esther, you won't disagree with the fact that being visible on such a platform helps technology centers. But I would be interested, Esther, you know, how important is visibility for a technology center or such a European project where you can collaborate and learn also from each other? How do you see that?
Well, for us, being members of the ATI is for us a kind of a seal of excellence. It is something that we mention in our short descriptions, in our presentations. It's part of how we define ourselves. And this is ever since it was called the Key Enabling Technologies Mapping. It is something that we consider part of our identity already somehow. And it's a recognition for being part of a European network of organizations that support SMEs on close to market research and innovation activities. But if we want it to consolidate, because now each center, I guess, sees it in a different way. But if we give it more value to this seal or to this name, so to say, this mark, and try to give it more credibility and visibility, this is the way to consolidate it. And also it could be further expanded by promoting this ATI mapping towards industrial associations. The way that the DITECFER has found it and used it, it's a good example of how this can bring value to many others. And in some industrial events, try to have some visibility, even if now they are online, to raise the awareness of the potential of collaborating with technology centers, and also providing real examples of how other companies have benefited from that. Such cases, the typical story.
Yeah, stories always work. Thanks. I think these are very important recommendations. We'll take them on board as well in the project. Would you have, to conclude also this conversation, would you have any further recommendations or views you would like to make?
Yes,
Veronica.
Yes, I think that we are in a moment in which the European Commission, they are launching the Horizon Europe new program, and in parallel there is the initiative to revamp, to refuel the European research area. And technology centers have to be recognized as relevant stakeholders in this European research area, in addition to academia and businesses that are already in the spot. And because RTOs are crucial for creating bridges between the many different disciplines and expertise necessary to solve societal and industrial challenges. And we are a part necessary for a well-functioning innovation ecosystem. There is also a high interest from the public innovation agencies, municipalities, regions to create startup incubators. Technology centers are crucial actors to support the startup growth and consolidation. Not only the creation, but the crucial steps after that, because especially when these startup companies plan to operate in the industrial sector, as they can find state-of-the-art technological facilities that can leverage their success, facilities that normally would require high investment from their side. So it's key to promote incubators with an ecosystem strategy for the mutual benefit of all the innovation-related agents. And also, this is a long-time claim from technology centers that there is the need for stability, multi-annual stability in the research and innovation public policies at all levels. We have very clear maps at the European level, but then this interrelation and coordination with the national and regional policies and the related stability and funding plans have to be there in order to look beyond the next year, so to say.
Yeah. Great, thanks. Key points to further advance technology centers and European competitiveness, I would say. Veronica, any final remarks from your end?
Yes, indeed. I will copy one keyword used by Esther, ecosystem. I think this is one of the keywords because we are all in the same field, working on same territories, and for the sake of challenges that we have ahead, we have definitely to work together under an ecosystem way. And the role of technology centers is definitely key because, as I said, I see them very, very pragmatic, okay, and able to really bridge the problems that usually affect SMEs in particular when dealing with innovation. So on this side, definitely ecosystem approach and recognition of their key role, and also support on long term, because we need such a kind of vision to address the challenges that we have. Other keyword I'd say is advanced technologies itself. So they will be more and more key in the innovation process. So, and we need to be ready to deal with them at a very professional level. Otherwise, it can be just addressed as a trend, but it is not a trend. They are very challenging and you need to address them with the right partners, very professional and skilled for the specific advanced technologies. So for this, I do hope ATI project will continue long term again, and will be even stronger in supporting organizations like mine in dealing this for ourselves and for our members.
Great. Thank you very much, Veronica, for your testimony and for your encouragement to keep on going with this. We will, of course. And I'm sure the European Commission will remain focused on supporting technology centers advance. Esther, thank you very much for your insights on what technology centers, what your technology center does, and how you see the importance of them in Europe. Thank you very much for your time. And to our viewers, I would like to say thank you for watching, and until a next ATI talk. Thanks.